and welcome back to Vlogmus. I don't know what day it is. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm pre-recording, so I have no idea what day it is. But I've been doing this series on Netflix, and I am not sponsored and I'm not being paid in any way to do this video. But I've been doing this series and I've done Christmas movies for kids. I will put a little card up here for you. And I have also done Christmas movies for us adults who sometimes just need to curl up with some eggnog or cider or hot chocolate and watch a good movie. So I will link that there too for you. Today is not really Christmas related, but I wanted to share some of the shows that I've been watching on Netflix. We got rid of our cable about 4 months ago, and it's been a huge savings for us cost-wise. It's one less bill to pay, but I love watching TV. I love escaping and watching movies and stuff like that, so Netflix was a no-brainer. For us, I think it's $10 a month. Yeah, it's $9.99 a month. But it's a far cry from paying $200 a month. So now, naturally, you don't get all the new shows and what have you, but for now, we're quite content. So the first show I am watching right now, and I have to be honest, I'm binge watching it. I can't get enough of this show, and that's Downton Abbey. And it is actually an older show. It's been out for a long time. It's won so many awards. I've heard about it constantly, but it's one I never thought I would like a period drama, especially an English period drama, but I love it. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Yep. I literally am binge watching. I realized yesterday I think I watched 3 or 4 episodes. Now, the episodes are like an hour and 45 minutes long. It's crazy. It's crazy, people. But for those of you that don't know about it, it basically takes place between 1912 and 1925 in England in a it's a fictional place. Like Downton Abbey is where they live. No, that's not an actual place. But all the sets they use, like the outside and inside, are actual places, and I think that's so interesting. They take you through World War One and how after the war, how it affects them and the changes, and it's really interesting to see the change. Like when the show, when it starts in 1912, they're all wearing corsets. They all have servants. All that continues through, but it's so cool to see. And the other thing about this show is it's not just about the rich people living upstairs. You also see the servants' stories, and you see like what they go through, how they live, how they gossip about the residents. It's pretty cool. I really, really like it. They had me right from the first 5 minutes of that show, and I was just addicted. So definitely, something to check out. Always give it a try. Try the first couple episodes. That's what I always say to myself. If after the first 2 episodes you still just find yourself bored out of your tree, move on. There are 6 seasons. 5 are available on Netflix, so I don't know when the 6th season will come available. Hopefully soon, because I think I just started the 5th season, so come on, Netflix, let's go. The other show I'm watching is called Frequency. This show was actually inspired by the film, which was made in 2000, same name. I love this movie. I remember when it came out. I watched it, I don't know how many times. I just absolutely loved it. Um, it's just amazing. Like, it truly, truly is. And when I saw that there was a show, I was like, oh my goodness, this is brilliant. And the way they have intertwined the movie and the show is fantastic. Basically, the movie is about a gentleman who, has kind of messed up his life. He's kind of going nowhere. He ruins his relationship. And amongst all this, he finds this old, I think it's called a transistor radio, and ends up talking with his dad, who is in the past. It can be really confusing, but it's awesome. So the show, they use the same name. So it's actually, instead of a male main character, it's a female. Her name's Raimi Sullivan. And she's a detective, just like her father was. And when the show starts, she's engaged. Life isn't horrible. And then she finds this radio and starts talking to her father from the past. Now, her father has passed away in her world. And they actually end up being able to stop that from happening. But because they stop that from happening, her mom ends up dying. It's a huge thing. So right now, as I'm watching it, they're trying to save her. And what I like is that you see both of them in both of their worlds. Her world has changed dramatically since, they changed one thing in history and everything else is completely different. I would recommend watching the movie and then following along with the show. It's updated weekly on Netflix. Now, I do believe this is actually on TV. I don't know if it's just the US, which means we probably have it too. So I really honestly do not know. But if you don't have cable, it's updated weekly. I think there's 2 more episodes scheduled, and then I imagine that's like their winter break. At least I hope so, because it's a really good show. So that was my second one. So Frequency. Third one is The Gilmore Girls, A Year in a Life. I know I've talked about this one before, but I've watched it twice now, and I love, like, it's basically a year in the life, so it goes in seasons. So there's summer, fall, winter, and spring, and it's interesting because you get to see Rory as an adult, making decisions, good and bad, struggling like a lot of people have struggled. I know at her age, a lot of people I know have, moved back home, lost their job, lost their saving, it's endless. But I just love how they kind of wrap some things up, and of course they leave it open. I don't know if there's going to be any more. I hope so, but probably not. I guess you never know, right? But I like the way it ended. It was awesome. Yeah, it was just awesome, and I've watched it twice. So there's four like episodes, and I believe they're an hour and 45 minutes long, if I'm not mistaken. So it's an awesome show. If you watch the series, definitely check this out. It's great. The fourth show that I'm watching right now is Fuller House. The first season's out. Second season is coming out on the 9th, which was probably yesterday. If I'm looking at this right. I plan on watching it. I'll probably binge watch it on Friday. Full House is a show I grew up with, and it's come full circle. Now there's Fuller House, and I just love it. It's cheesy like the other one was, but it's an adult version of it, and I really enjoyed the first season, and I'm really anxious for the second season. I think it's going to be really good. So, yeah, so that's the fourth show that I'm watching. The fifth show that I watched is House of Cards. Now, um, Dan and I watched the first and second season, and we just haven't gotten back to it. It's hard with Dan's schedule. That's why I hate starting shows with him, because we can never finish them. Um, but it's a political drama, basically. Some of the episodes are really hard for me to stay like awake and stay involved, but um I like it. I like it. It's kind of like Scandal meets, I don't know, but it's kind of like Scandal but worse. Um like there's no cover-ups, there's just everything else. So it's a good show if you like political dramas. Definitely something to check out. And that's it. That is all I've got. That is all I'm watching at this very moment, plus all the Christmas movies and stuff. So I hope I was able to maybe bring your attention to some new shows, and if I did, definitely check them out. If you are new to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe. And if you like this video, you know what to do. Give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!